What's going on, Sheen Magazine? It is Big Mo, and we are here at the amazing Clark Atlanta University, right here in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia. We are here celebrating once again Human Trafficking Awareness Month, but this special event was brought to us by the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. We have exclusive interviews with survivors, law enforcement, political leaders, and individuals who are really putting boots on the ground to fight human trafficking in the city of Atlanta. Be sure you follow at Sheen Magazine for all of the exclusive content because you want to stay informed, engaged, and you don't want to miss none of this content. Let's go along for the ride. And I'm here with a very special guest. We have the Chief of Police for the one and only Spelman College. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. It was a powerful event tonight.
Absolutely. Can you talk to us about the impact of human trafficking in Atlanta and how the AU Center is doing with tackling human trafficking in this area specifically?
Human trafficking has been a problem in the city of Atlanta for longer than I can imagine. What we're doing in the AU Center itself is that we've partnered with Fulton County DA's office, and we have a human trafficking task force that actually has about 25 to 30 police departments within the county itself.
Wow. That is amazing. And when we talk about Atlanta being a hub for Black culture, for innovation, what are some of the ways that our youth can not only involve themselves in combating human trafficking, but informing themselves on human trafficking as well?
Well, events like this and just knowledge is power. We got to educate our youth. We had to educate our adults also, because a lot of us don't actually know about human trafficking or never heard about it, itself. But at one point, we know that Hartsfield International Airport was the #1 human trafficking hub in the United States.
Absolutely. Wow, that is amazing. The work you all are doing here, especially in the AU Center, is going to be so impactful, especially because we know Atlanta runs off of culture, off of community and connection. So how can people connect with Spelman College if they need to report something, or even if they want to be able to contribute to the fight against human trafficking?
Well, first of all, at Spelman College and all the AUC schools, we have a Title IX department that talks about dating violence, human trafficking, all of those things. We have counselors that are trained. We get annual training every year on our police department on human trafficking, but we're always up to learning more information. The more that we learn, the more we can pass along to our students in our community.
And I am here with Ms. Cynthia Wakocha. She is not only a member of National Coalition of 100 Black Women, but she is also a retired Fulton County investigator. So talk to us about the impact of this evening's event and how important it was that the students came out tonight.
Hello, this was a very important event. This is our 7th annual Shining a Light on Human Trafficking, Anti-Human Trafficking. We have, this is our 2nd year having the event on Clark Atlanta campus. Last year, we had 170 students. This year, we are over 300 students. And the time they would like to ask a lot of questions, but the impact is great.
That is amazing. So we talked today a lot about the impact of human trafficking here in Clark Atlanta and the resources that are accessible to the students. So when we think about Atlanta and it being a hub of cultural connection, how do you hope that the students will connect with one another after this event and how they will share this information?
I think with over 300 students, I think they will be more vigilant on campus. That's #1. I think they have received a lot of information about what to look for when they're out in this on campus, because they are right in the middle of the city of Atlanta in an open campus space. So I think their chief was actually on the panel with us today, Chief Williams. And she answered a lot of questions for the students that they asked. So I think that people will be more vigilant now since they received the information today.
That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for stopping by with us, Cynthia.
Thank you for interviewing us.
Absolutely.
And the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Metropolitan Atlanta chapter. Thank you, Sheen, and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much. What's going on, Sheen Magazine? We are still here at the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, and I am here with one of the amazing scholars that attended tonight's event, Miss Rachel. How you doing tonight, love?
I'm doing phenomenal. And yourself?
I'm absolutely amazing. Thank you for asking. So, talk to us about what it means to attend a university that not only would host an event like this, but that is so committed to the fight against human trafficking.
Thank you for that question. Attending a university like this is really a special opportunity. Not a lot of HBCUs focus on such sensitive topics, and this is like the second, third time that you guys have been here. So thank you so much for coming to speak to our students, and it just shows me that I'm at the right place. You know, we are fighting. We are continuously fighting for human rights, students' rights. Our lives matter, and that's why we're here. And Clark Atlanta literally is embodying that every single day.
That's okay. Y'all better come on, Clark, the next generation.
Clark it.
Clark it. I like that. But when we also talk about the fight against human trafficking, we also have the acknowledgement that it does exist here in our community, even here on our campuses. So I'm going to ask you, Ms. Rachel, what is your personal pledge that you are going to contribute to not only fight human trafficking, but to report it if you see something?
Thank you for that question. Here at Clark Atlanta University, I serve as the MPAC president. I am committed to including the D9 community and making sure that our campus is safe from human trafficking, and also hosting an event like this, collaborating. I think collaboration is the most important because we're students. We don't have the experience. We don't have the mentors. We don't have the experience. So we definitely are excited to collab with you guys and be able to bring you guys here on campus. So we'll definitely commit to doing more events like this and informing our student body.
We are here with Madam President of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. We just finished a phenomenal event here at Clark Atlanta University. How you feeling this evening?
I am just super excited. We have had over 350 students and guests in the room with this dynamic and phenomenal conversation about human trafficking. And I'm just so thrilled that we have all this engagement and the students are leaving empowered to make changes.
Absolutely. How important is it for an organization like this to not only collaborate with the younger generation, but to make sure that they're informed on something as serious as human trafficking?
It is super important. It's super important for our organization because we have multiple generations that we are engaging with. You know, in most organizations, you have at least 3 or 4 generations.
Yes.
So we have to be open to collaborate and meet people where they are.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't meet people where they are, you are not going to be able to communicate.
Absolutely. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much for this event because it was so insightful. How can people connect with the National Coalition of 100 Black Women? Where can we find you all?
So, you can contact us through our website at metroatlchapter.org.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Madam President. It has been an absolute pleasure. And thank you for stopping by with Sheen Magazine.
Oh, and I
today.
would like to also say that we have we are getting another website address as well. So ncbwmat.org. So
the chapter got its own website.
Go to our website.
Thank you. What's going on, Sheen Magazine? Last week we were in the skies, but today we are boots on the ground and we have a familiar face again. What's going on, Mama?
How you doing, Mo?
So tonight,
OJ did it.
So tonight we are here at Clark Atlanta University. We just wrapped up an amazing event where we were able to enrich and educate over 350 students here at Clark Atlanta and throughout the AUC.
Amazing.
Can you talk to us about how important it is for survivor and for the youth to be able to collaborate on an event like this?
And thank you so much, Mo, for being here, for covering this for Sheen. I think it was really an amazing event to get this many students out in the evening after full days of classes for a topic like human trafficking, which for them may seem unfamiliar, but it human trafficking impacts this particular demographic more than ever.
Absolutely.
And so I think it was really important for the students to understand that human trafficking is not just sexual exploitation, but for many of these students who are exposed to sexual exploitation, they often are ashamed and they feel scared to tell. And some of them are just plain desperate. Another phenomenal survivor, Dorsey Jones, told her story tonight, and she talked about being a student here at Morris Brown, but before she became a student at Morris Brown, she had a story to tell about being desperate and vulnerable. And I think that's what happens with college students, especially. It's like airports, it's a breeding ground for traffickers because it's one of the places where people move quickly and don't always see what they're looking at. And so I think it was so important for these students to get this information, get the stories from survivors like myself, and to get professionals like Chief Perdue and Chief Williams and Chief Wakocha, and Dilma. So you had some excellent professionals that answered questions for these students, questions that they may not have felt comfortable to ask, but tonight they were given that safe space to do that.
That's amazing. And I know the last time we talked about how vulnerable and susceptible people can be when they're traveling to a new city, when they're coming to somewhere new. But here it's somewhere like an open campus that's in the heart of Atlanta where you have students from all over the world.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the importance that they are informed and that the data that they are given is accurate and true?
Well, college students come here to the AU Center, whether they're going to Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Morehouse, or Morris Brown. They come to be educated, to become professionals, to get their degrees so that they can move forward in their lives and the quality of their life, improve the quality of life for themselves and their families. But quite often, college students are not equipped with the information they need in the outside world. They may be academians, but they may not be scholarly or experienced on the streets.
Absolutely.
Let's be real.
Absolutely.
And when you come to Atlanta, especially students come to Atlanta, the first thing they want to do is party because
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
one of the things we're known for: partying and church. Okay, but making sure that they are around the right people, making sure that they are being fed the right information, is what's going to give them the foundation that they need in order to be successful, but also to make a difference and an impact in their communities. Because I think that going back from here and getting a degree and opening a business is wonderful. Becoming professionals in some corporations is wonderful. But the important thing is learning how to give back to your community as well. As you state all the time, Atlanta is known for culture, community, and connection.
Yeah.
And so it's important for these students to get that information so they can do that.
That is absolutely amazing, Mom. The
Thank
work
you.
you do is always impactful. But we also have a saying within our organization that there are no more conversations about us without us. So can you talk to us as we close our interview? Can you talk to us about how important it is to involve survivors, not only in the strategies when we fight human trafficking, but in the conversations we're having about human trafficking?
I came to that conclusion, no more conversations about us without us, because I remember what it was like when I was being trafficked. I know what it's like to feel invisible. But what's worse is to be in an environment where people are supposed to be helping, making decisions, making policies and legislation, setting up programs, and still feel invisible.
Absolutely.
And it's almost as if the only thing that survivors bring to the table is our lived experience. And it's so much more, because I hate to say it, but a lot of people will tell you they bought their degree, but you can't put a price on what a person like myself with lived experience, a person like myself who survived 7 years of being trafficked, you can't put a price on that. So it's important to have survivors' voices in the legislation and the development of policies. It's important to have survivors' voices in developing programs and projects within a community that especially impact families, and families that are impacted by human trafficking and incarceration, because there's a huge connection. And finally, I would say that the culture of Atlanta has always been a nurturing culture. And I think for Atlantans, for the students at the AU Center, the staff, and the professionals here at the AU Center, to actually embrace the anti-trafficking movement as a valid conversation here is really important. And so survivors' voices are not just people who are survivors of human trafficking, but some of these students have survived hardship that we can't imagine. And opening up the dialogue about being survivors gives them a safe space to be able to talk about it.
That is amazing. Look, you definitely made some world changing steps tonight. This event is among so many other small events that go on throughout the city of Atlanta during Human Trafficking Awareness Month. So, Mama, thank you for being involved and thank you for educating us all. Tonight has been absolutely amazing here at the illustrious Clark Atlanta University. Thank you all so much for joining us on this ride. Be enriched, be encouraged, be educated, be involved. And once again, if you see something, say something. It's Big Mo with Sheen Magazine, and we'll see you next time.